Munson here from expatsportugal.com with the Good Morning Portugal show. Good morning. How are you? Green screen playing a little bit, but we're not going to let that bother us. Gilda Pereira is here with the Portuguese visa update, of course. So do get those questions in quickly. Here she is, live from
Hello. Hello. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very busy
Actually,
weekend?
very, very busy week. I had to rest on the weekend because what happened last week, what everyone was expecting, CEF starting accepting calls.
Woohoo!
Yeah, but not that amazing because everybody was calling, and we were calling from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. nonstop to the CEF, trying to get appointments to our clients, and we managed to get like 3 calls, and you can make 3 appointments on each call. So we made like 9 appointments. And we had to do it on chronological order, of course, to respect the clients. So it was a big confusion. Everybody was calling to the office. No one could get a good night's sleep because what are we going to do tomorrow? All the phones that we had, even our relatives' phones, all the phones were ringing to CEF, and it was crazy on Thursday and Friday. We managed to get some appointments and to make some families happy finally, because they've been waiting for this for so long. But it wasn't as much as we like, and so let's see how it goes this week.
Okay, well, congratulations on that. Something we didn't mention actually in the last couple of weeks is that you've just celebrated 7 years in business as well. So, parabéns, congratulations on that.
Yes, and we had the celebration on Friday also.
Great. I'm so glad to hear that. It's really important that you do acknowledge these milestones, because you've helped hundreds, if not thousands of people.
Thousands.
Yeah. You've changed the lives of thousands of people and their extended families and the Portuguese economy, Portuguese culture. So it's amazing what you've done. So congratulations, Gilda.
Thank you.
On that. And great news on CEF. So is that going to stabilize now? Do you think the worst of the CEF problems are behind us, or is it just that immediate difficulty that's been addressed?
Well, I hope so. I hope that it's for good now, and they are going to take our calls and it's coming to normal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good news. So get those questions into the comments, please. What happens here is we get chatting. We say hi to the community, which is very important, of course, as well. But then I see, when Gilda's gone, someone's asked a question. So please get those in as soon as you can. Don't be shy. You can also approach Gilda, of course, and the team via the Expats Portugal Business Directory. So should you not be able to get your question in, why not approach them direct and take that route as well. So I'll make sure that that's in the comments as well, just doing that now. In fact, and we've got pictures of people's lunches to show. We've got all sorts. We've got a lovely sunset of Mrs. M took a lovely sunset photo in the bay of San Martinho de Porto last night. So lots of lovely things to share with you. And we are going to finish at 10 o'clock today. It's a very busy week. It feels, Gilda, like we're going into autumn. And I know Portuguese people start to hibernate a little bit. There's a change of pace, isn't there? Would you agree with that?
I don't feel like that, but as I told you, I'm not.
I thought you might say that. No,
I don't get. Yeah, I'm an exception. I don't get very touched by the weather, if it's raining, if it's sunny. I do what I have to do.
Yeah, she gets ahead then and keeps going. So don't worry about that. The hibernation pattern that I refer to does not affect EI or Gilda or the other team. But you might see that in other parts of Portugal. Those people who live here might know what I mean. It's when the cold weather comes. Are you feeling a little chillier this morning, Gilda? Is that why you're now on your balcony?
Yes. I felt a little bit. I felt more comfortable inside today.
Autumn is here. The British people are still walking around in T-shirts and shorts, of course. Bon dia, Gilda and Carl. Wishing everyone a fantastic week. 4 more days before we're heading to Portugal. That's such good news, Andrew. Keep those countdowns coming in, everybody. Matty's here. Bom dia, alegria a todos. Espero que todos tenham tido grande fim de semana e uma semana magnifica pela frente. So a great week ahead and a wonderful weekend from Matty. They're very good, Matty. We're loving this. Andrea, Are all preparations done yet? With 4 days to go, I mean, presumably you're not prepared yet. I like to leave things to the last 48 hours personally, but maybe Andrew's better organised. What's left to do besides jumping in the camper van and driving off? Pack the turtle. Don't forget the turtle. Tom's here as well, of course. Good morning, everyone. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. Tim Brooks is here. Hello, Tim. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. Looking good. That's nice to hear, isn't it, Gilda? Settling into our new home in Obidos. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got an email. Actually, I got an email from Tim. I didn't reply yet. I'm so sorry, Tim, saying that he got a new home in Obidos. Congratulations. It must be amazing.
What a great part of Portugal that is. Are you going to be dressing up in a medieval style, Tim, in due course? I've got some great photographs actually from there a couple of months ago with the locals dressed up in traditional, well, is it medieval? I think it is, but the historic garb. It's such a fantastic walled city, wall town, and in beautiful surroundings and so close to the Silver Coast as well. So congratulations, Tim, coming from Matty as well on your new home there. Cindy B's here as well, the hostess of the living room. Bon dia, alegria, Carl and Gilda. My last time, to join live until Portugal. I leave in the morning. Whoa!
Yes. Have a nice trip.
Yeah. Remember to enjoy the whole journey, but I know it is difficult, isn't it? Having to make that change, but we'll see you again soon. Martin is here as well. Hey up, Martin. Bon dia. He's back. Bon dia from quarantine in Singapore. So that's what a journey you've been on, Martin. And so, yeah, how is that? What's quarantine in Singapore like? Describe that to us, if you will. Jim up nice and early or nice and late, whichever way you look at it in the United States. He's gone Brazilian a bit there, isn't he? Bon dia, Gilda and Carl. And Deagle is here. Bon dia, Carl, from a blue sky, but rather chilly Belfast at 9 degrees. 16 sleeps till the blue skies of Portugal mean heat for you, Deagle. So a lovely countdown there. Another countdown, man. Paul Richards, greetings from Harrogate to all. Very wet, very windy, 13 degrees centigrade. And autumn, more like winter, though, in Yorkshire. Hey up, Stephen, who's also here. And Francis, thank you for your pictures. We'll show those in a little while. Bon dia, alegria. The braai looked very good, I have to say. Your dogs seem to be enjoying it as well. From 4 seasons in a day, Cape Town. Good to be back after the long weekend. It was Heritage Day, wasn't it, on Friday? And happy to say I even caught up with the time I missed. Hope you're all good. Happy Monday. Cheers, Francis. Great to hear from you. Who moved to Obidos? The lucky so-and-sos, I think Maxine is saying there. And Mark is here. Bon dia, alegria. Where are those visa questions? Come on, get them in, folks. Bon dia, alegria from Jeff as well. Morning, Jeff and Fiona.
They know everything already. They don't have any more questions about visas.
Wait, okay, well, we'll talk about food. Let's talk about food then, shall we? Because we need to identify these. We've got a little visual quiz for you this morning. What, folks, are these? Thank you very much, Andy, for sending these in. Those are fairly straightforward, what that might be. He was out with his pals, I think either on Friday or over the weekend. That one he mentioned when he was on the show. That one is an interesting one. Not everyone's cup of tea. And those as well.
Oh, Gilda, my God.
Yay. So what are those, folks? We'll come back to those. And while we're about it, let's have a look at how they roll and how they do a barbecue in South Africa. Thanks to Francis for these. Look at this, is a very nice spread. Look at that, beautifully photographed as well, with that depth of field there. Plenty of sausages there, Francis. Look at them close up, and different special kinds of sausage, I suspect, in South Africa as well. And the dog getting ready to have some. How's the little puppy this morning, Gilda? How was the little fella?
Around here. I'm begging that he will not make some noise.
And he is a he, right?
Yeah, he's a he.
I've got a fairly Jimmy Choo. Some people will know Jimmy Choo here. And I've got to say, I'm used to having female dogs. Male dogs are a pain in the bum, aren't they? With all their sniffing that they have to do and their funny habits. I love Jimmy Choo, but it's a real awakening. Shock even to have a male dog. Have you tended to go with male or female dogs in the past?
No, this is my first one, so I don't know what to expect.
Okay. Well, have fun. It's all I'll say right now. We look forward to your continued adventures. So Fiona's saying, yeah, bon dia, todos. I hope you survived your move, Carl, Louisa, and small people. Yeah, we're kind of still in transition, Fiona, but I really appreciate that. Thank you. Diogo is here. Hello. Good morning to all from Diogo. And Sarah Shufflebottom is here with a bon dia as well. Thank you, Sarah. Good morning to you. Oh, dear. Miracle happened. Seth opened up, lol, says Matty. Yes, don't be knocking it, Matty. We're very glad about that here. Bon dia. Let's see how long I can stay awake. Nubianette's here. It's dark o'clock in the early morning and 61 degrees in Northern California. Nubianette, lovely to see you on that call that I did with Expats Everywhere on Saturday night. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? And Francis is mentioning it as well. Even managed to catch you, Carl, on the Expats Everywhere live stream, but not live. Morning, Gilda, from Francis as well. Gemini's here. Good morning, everyone. Special hello to Gilda.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Why special for Gilda and not me, Gemini? Bon dia, call started. Benja's Kozo. Busy week ahead for Paul and Lito over there. Bon dia, Alegria. Question read. Oh, here we go. First question. Bon dia, Alegria. Question read D7 independent applications for me and my wife. I have 2 small kids. Do they need to go through my application, says Alex, or my wife's D7 application? Are there any rules about it? Good question, isn't it? So I think the advice is for these separate D7 applications. But where do the kids go, Gilda?
Well, the kids can go either under the mother or the father, but the most common is that they are not going to accept applications. It depends on the consulate. I don't know which consulate it is, but most consulates won't accept kids' applications, except if it is a country that they need a Schengen visa to come in, such as South Africa. If it is a South Africa consulate, they will accept D7 application for the kids, so that the kids can come into the country under a visa.
Okay.
Because if it's going to be a UK citizen or a US citizen, you don't need a visa to come into the country. So they will say, okay, you take care of that in Portugal. That will be the family reunion, the safe appointments that we were waiting for such a long time.
Yep. Okay.
But there isn't any rule that should be under the mother or the father. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right, so let us know, Alex. I mean, it might be able to help a little more to know exactly where you're coming from. Look, our friend Siobhan is here. Thank you for the super chat. I owe you a lot of beers here, Gilda. Look at this. So thank you for the contribution there, Siobhan. That's my drinking fund with Gilda when I'm in Lisbon next time. I'll have a sparkling water. Gilda be on wine. I have an EU Irish passport. I arrived in Portugal a month ago. I'm in an Airbnb. I wanted a residency permit and then do the NHR. Do I need a yearly contract, or is it okay to stay in Airbnb? Thanks. So it looks like you're coming in and you're Schengen EU resident already. So are Airbnb contracts okay to prove where you live under those conditions, Gilda?
No, because the problem is that as an European citizen, she needs to go and register at the city hall, and the city hall is not going to accept an Airbnb. So what she can do is with the Airbnb, and if the owners of the Airbnb are so kind, can help her to get an atestado de junta of where the Airbnb is located. And with the atestado de junta, she can do the certification at the city hall. And with that, she can apply to the NHR.
Okay, so in its own right, the Airbnb, proof of staying in an Airbnb is not useful, but some other proof that you actually live where you say you're living is what's needed, because that's the requirement, isn't it? The proof that you are living where you say you are, that you're a local resident, and that's the atestado that Gilda mentions there is what you need. And I don't know if that finally clears it up for you, Siobhan, because there are that's new kind of language and new sort of conditions, isn't it? That may be entirely novel to you. So maybe get in touch with me or Gilda, and we'll help you with that. But whilst that sounds like it's very difficult, it's not that difficult, really, is it, Gilda? It's knowing what to do specifically there, given that they won't accept an Airbnb receipt, for example.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so. But yeah, despite all those little technicalities, Siobhan, I think you're very close to doing what you need to do there. Saying that you're resident, proving that you're resident, and then moving on to the NHR there. I hope that helps. And thank you very much for your super chat contribution this morning. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's go back then. People loving Obidos. Sarah, we've said hello to you, haven't we? And Gemini's special hello. Alex. We've done your question. That's fantastic. Yeah, Francis is the man who loves Abu Dhabi. He's not alone with that. Mark's here. Bon dia from a rainy Pavot de Vagin. And Noor A. Hey, I'm applying for the D7 visa soon from Abu Dhabi. Do you have any experience with the Abu Dhabi embassy? Someone told me they're so strict and the rejection rate is so high for many reasons. Is that true in your case as well, your experience, Gilda?
There is true. There is true. They are very restrict, but we are used to that. So we know what are the points that they are going to be looking at, and this person is doing the D7 with us, and so hopefully, I don't think that there is going to be an issue.
Right, I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's why it's good to use an agency, use people like Gilda and the team to use this process to get through this process, because for you it's the first time and only time. For them they've done it thousands of times before, so they know what they're doing and they know the specifics and the idiosyncrasies of these consulates all around the world and embassies and so on. Did you want to add something to that, Gilda?
Yes, they are getting, but I can understand. I can understand why this question popped up is because there is a rumor, and also other clients came to me about this, that they are rejecting everything. I don't know what is going on. I don't know. From my experience so far, I didn't have any major problem with them. Yeah, but let's see if something happens. We are here to fight them back. So
yes, absolutely. That's what people need to hear.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of states don't want people to leave at the moment. Is that your sense of it as well?
Yes, it is. It is.
Isn't that weird? I mean, they're worried about their tax dollars and that sort of thing, aren't they? And losing people. So they're making it a little bit more difficult, perhaps. Interesting. Geopolitically, talking of politics, it was the national elections. The local elections, not the national elections, but nationally, it was the local elections, if you see what I mean, yesterday. Not something you get terribly excited about, Gilda, is that right? But how is it looking around Portugal?
But it was excited. At the end of the day, it was excited because many things that were unexpected happened, like the City Hall of Lisbon. It changed their president, and no one was expecting it to happen. So it was a surprise. So at the end of the day, yeah. And also Almada, they were saying that the president was not going to keep the camera, but she did. Yeah, and Coimbra, and like the big cities were a surprise. So
very interesting, and this is what's happening in politics now, isn't it? It's so hard to call. These are interesting times we live in. Almada, of course, south of the river, Lisbon there. This is where a lot of the people who work in Lisbon live south of the river, don't they? So this is important news for their lives over there. So yeah, okay, that's very interesting. As you know, Gilda, I've got a political age of a 5-year-old, so thank goodness you're here to make those comments. Looking forward to meeting one of your staff at our CEF meeting in November, says Tim. Should I make an appointment with you to discuss the paperwork that we need to bring? Loving it so far, Tim and Jackie.
Yes, of course. I will write him soon. Yeah.
Okay, you're in the system there, Tim. Cindy B, congratulations, Gilda.
Thank you.
Years, and Francis is adding to that as well. I forgot, do I, as an EU citizen, also need CEF, or is registering with the local camera junta enough?
It's registering with the camera is enough. It's not the junta, it's the camera, okay? And after 5 years to get your permanent residence, then you need to go to CEF.
Yep. Okay. And then you can look at having a Portuguese passport. What's the distinguishing and beautiful thing about a Portuguese passport, Gilda?
Well, they claim it's the most powerful passport in the world, meaning meaning that you can go to many countries without visas, and you can do many things without restrictions. So it's what they say.
Every day is a school day for me on here. I didn't know that. I mean, we talk about Portugal a lot here, obviously, and third safest country, but the sixth most powerful passport.
Yes.
That's great to know as well. After 5 years, you can go for that. Fantastic. Delta Dart is here. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. I have a question for Gilda. Is the bank deposit amount of 16,000 euros required for each person in the family, or for the primary applicant only, and half for the other family members?
It's for the primary applicant only, and half for the other members.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I was just about to take a sip there, but that's a very straightforward and simple answer. There you go. It's all right. Bon dia, Joe Deacon. Were you having a sip out of your mug as well? That's such a nice mug, Gilda. Have you got yours?
Yes,
there,
because I was showing like this.
Oh, where was I? I must have been reading comments at the time. Good morning, Carl and Gilda from Gairas, not far from Obidos, Tim. I'm sure you'll get to know Jacqueline Branco and all the wonderful work that she does around the area. Jacqueline, how was it in Gairas then, and Obidos politically? I think you've got your finger on the pulse there. A question: I want to escape Plague Tory Island. Where's that then, Luke? Couldn't get out early enough. What would be the rules regarding working in one EU country, but living in another, say Portugal? So Luke, not very happy, it would appear, being in the UK at the moment. What are the current visa? Given that everything has changed with Brexit, Gilda, could you remind us what Brits need to do now, or what they're allowed to do?
He needs to do a visa process.
Right. As to become a resident, right? But what are the restrictions if you just want to come on? How long can you work for, or you can't come and work, can you, without a visa?
No, you can come and work without a visa.
Right. Okay. So you need to do the D7 or the entrepreneur D2 there, Luke. Or so how do governments cope with this now, Gilda? You know, in the old days, you might be shipped off to Portugal from the UK in the 1950s. You might even come by boat with all your stuff, and you would go to the Chamber of Commerce, and you would be inducted, although they didn't call it that in those days. But now people work from their laptops. People don't know where they are. Governments don't know where people are. But how is that being managed in this futuristic way that we work? And what would stop somebody working from their laptop on their tourism visa?
If he doesn't receive any money through Portugal, it's I would say he's not working to Portugal. He's working to another country, so he's fine. He just can't stay more than 90 days in the country because that's the rule.
Okay, that's interesting then. Okay, so it's where if you start making invoices here, or a Portuguese company pays you, then it's going to look very different, Luke.
Yes.
And this is a new situation, isn't it, for people all over the world? That's fantastic. Thank you, Gilda, for that. Visa update morning on the Good Morning Portugal show, which may go to 8 o'clock soon. We haven't had this conversation yet, Gilda. How do you feel about 8 o'clock?
Those are here in Portugal. This family. So excited. Yeah.
That's more exciting than an 8 o'clock start, isn't it? So, Clifford, special thanks to Gilda and team. The Whitakers are here in Portugal. We're so excited. Looking forward to meeting you all soon. There you go. We'll come back to the early start. But that was a lovely look on your face.
I always feel relieved. You know, I feel like a mother. You know, I feel like a mother. And then when the kids come home, you know, like Portugal, when they arrive, you know, I feel like relief, like this one is already home. Okay, I can focus on the next one.
But don't expect her to do your washing, you lot, or a Sunday dinner every time you turn up. Hola, bon dia from Capricorn 12. And welcome the Whitakers. That's fantastic news. Capricorn 12 is here. Hola, bon dia. What's the jazz funk tune of the day? Capricorn 12, do let me know. I wish just in the house here in England. Okay. Diogo's giving us a weather report from Norfolk. It's raining in Norfolk, sadly, but you're going to have to expect quite a lot of that, I think, in the next few months, right, Diogo? Not long before I'm back there after 4 months in the Shetland Isles. That sounds very beautiful, Mary Jo Deakin. But counting down by the sound of it. Brian, he took his bon dia. Seems I may get Austrian. Do beg your pardon. That's a big difference. I may get Austrian citizenship via ancestry, but my husband, How can he come to Portugal with me? So that would be a reunification, wouldn't it? As an Austrian.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you get your Austrian citizenship, then your partner can do the family reunification.
Okay.
Because
I feel a song coming on. It almost should be a reunification dance, shouldn't there? There probably is. Someone can come up with that in our community. Bon dia, Katia. Can embassy or CEF reject applications if you switch from D7 to D2? And can you appeal against it if you still qualify for D7? I think that's like if you get rejected for one, can you change to another? Is that doable, possible, Gilda?
yes, that is possible. Only it needs to be very, very well in terms of the law and in terms of facts. It needs to be very well explained.
Yes. Okay. So make sure you got backup and a
Yeah.
very good. Be clear about the change so that that can be understood and it doesn't look like you're playing games. Here in Norfolk, it's raining. Thank you for that weather report, Diogo. Veronica Ferguson Perez, hello from Australia. Good morning to you. Good day. Jim White, successful meeting with the VFS in DC. Isn't that great to hear? Thank you, Gilda and Christina. Now the great wait. This was the Espera Grande, I think. Craig Halliday, has Gilda ever had a D7 refused for someone who owns a property in Portugal? So some people might assume because they've got property here that automatically gives them a visa, but it doesn't. It automatically gives them an address. Does that ever happen, Gilda, that you get rejected even though you've got a house?
I never had a D7 refused for someone who owns a property in Portugal, but that doesn't mean that it was because of the property. It means because the whole process was compliant with the rules. So we need to be careful with all the other requirements.
Good question. Good answer. Thank you very much. We are sorting our business out, ready to apply for our visas, but can't decide whether to keep our rental property in the UK and get a D7 or go for the full Portuguese experience and go for a D2 visa, the entrepreneurial one. The dream is to have our rentals in Portugal, but D2 is more difficult. And that's a question, that bit at the end from Sarah.
Yes, I'm going to give you an advice, okay? To keep your feet on the ground, I would advise you to go with a rental property in the UK and go for a D7, okay? And then once you have your visa and you are already in Portugal, you can feel the country and you can invest with more sense of what the country is, what are the needs of the country, what are the tax, because the taxation here it's a little bit complicated. And if you go for a D2, you need to open the company up front and you need to pay taxes up front. So my advice to you would be keep your rental and go for a D7, and then nothing will stop you from opening a company with a D7 afterwards.
That's very straightforward, Sarah. There you go. Siobhan, was that helpful to you? Coming back to your super chat question there, which obviously gets prioritized because she's bought us a drink there. But Siobhan, is that right? Diogo's coming back in November. No need for a visa for him. Coming back to Portugal for good. Amazing, Diogo. I guess you're looking forward to that, my friend. And we'll have a drink together at some point, I hope. Bon dia, Torrescavo. I'm going to come back. Lovely to see you at the weekend. I'm going to come back to that marvelous place where we met. The weekend. If you're coming to San Martino de Porto, folks, you must check out Casa Grande, a beautiful place to stay in San Martino de Porto, and I'm looking forward to sharing the visuals with you on that or the website so you can take a look for yourself and see a fabulous place to stay. After Gilda's answered a few more questions, further to the question, says Bryony, we are in UK and partner husband is non-EU. I don't think that changes the answer that was given there, Bryony. Jackie, hi, Carl and Gilda booked our hotel for 2 nights for our CEF appointment. We heard about this. This was amazing, the journey that Jackie went through. And it's going to be a movie one day. 28th of October in Setúbal. Hope to bump into you, Gilda. Is she likely to bump into you in Setúbal? I don't think so, right? You are close to Setúbal, but not that close, right?
Not that close, yeah, but she's coming for 2 nights, so maybe she can come to the office one day.
Yeah, how about that? Martin, and a quarantine in Singapore, at home, alone, checks by the authorities, ad hoc, wearing a tag and socks. So Martin's got his gag on his ankle, and he's got socks over it, and probably his Crocs as well, or sandals. That's a good look that's developing there. No photos, please, lol. So time now to get the docs together for EI. So while you're stuck indoors like that, get all that paperwork sorted out. Fantastic, Martin. Thank you for that little vignette of life in Singapore. I have a visa question, says Veronica. If I apply from my home country, Australia, as a primary applicant, can I include my Canadian husband, or will he have to apply from Canada?
It depends. Yeah. Does your Canadian husband has legal residency in Australia? If he does, he can apply from Australia. Also, you can be the main applicant, and he can come with you as your husband and do the family reunion here. No need of making 2 applications if that's going to be complicated.
It does sound like a dance. Do the family reunion, everybody. It's that okay. Sorry, Veronica. I hope that was helpful there. That's where my mind went. Good morning. Doing the mashed potato or doing the family reunion or the funky chicken this morning? Good morning, Gilda and Carl. What is the approximate cost of rental accommodation contract per person for 1 year? When I apply for residency in Portugal, do I have to submit my passport along with the application? So that bit first, do you have to put your passport in? Asked Lenin.
Yes.
Okay. And the cost of rental accommodation. I mean, it depends where you are, doesn't it?
It depends.
What would you say to that?
I would say around 800, 1,000 euros per month.
Per month. But then again, if you live out in the sticks, you can get a room for 300, 400 euros, can't you? It depends where you want to live, Lenin. A fascinating name, of course. If yes, will I get my passport back in case I have to travel? So yes, people surrender their passports. Yes. How does that work?
Most of the consulates will ask to stay with the passport because it's going to be easy for them to do all the process with the passport, and then the visa is approved. They put the visa on the passport. Some consulates don't keep the passport, only a certified copy, and when the visa is approved, they ask to go there with the passport. But you can always, if you need to travel, you can always have the chance to explain that and to keep the passport with you.
Yeah, it's very flexible and excellent. There you go, Lenin. Great answer. A great question. Das Schunz, male and female are wonderful dogs. Just make sure you protect his or her back. So it's his back and spine. So lots of massage for the little fella. I've forgotten his name, Gilda. What's he called?
Mandela.
Of course, now I remember. Mandela. I'm an American, says Amara Vincent, wanting to migrate to Portugal. I have my NIF and my apartment and bank account. Well, that's a good start, but I would like to apply for residency without applying from the US. I don't know if is any other way.
No, that is not possible. That is not possible, my dear. You need to apply from the US.
There you go. Kamalk. Is the passport processing time, or what is the passport processing time in 2021? Thank you very much, Children. What does that mean at the airport? You might have to give us. Do you understand that?
I think that's what he or she means is that having the passport. Okay. After 5 years, you can apply for the passport, for the Portuguese passport, and it will take 1 year and a half, more or less, to have it.
Oh, really? 18 months, and in that time you're doing the language exam and the whole thing is being processed.
No, the language exam needs to be before. That is just the time of processing.
18 months. That seems like quite a long time. I'm not complaining, but
everything is a long time here.
Okay, Siobhan, thanks so much. I will look into that further, says Siobhan. I'm glad we've helped there this morning, Siobhan. The attestado requires witnessing by 2 Portuguese citizens living in the same area, but the administration of that may vary from area to area.
That is right. That's why I said if the landlords of the Airbnb are kind persons, they can help you with getting an atestado de junta.
There you go. And the other person is the person in the junta, right? Will also be the other witness.
It's very rare that can happen, only in very small cities.
Okay, so if there's only one landlord, how do you get 2 Portuguese citizens?
He needs to come with someone. That's why he needs to be nice and come the landlord and his wife or the
Yeah.
kids or someone from the family or a friend.
District nurse, that sort of thing. Okay, France, YouTube member. Morning, France. How are you? Hi, for the D7 visa, the 24-month salary. There must be a savings in a Portuguese bank. The word's getting out about this, isn't it? About the 2 years. Must we maintain that amount after we have received our residency? If yes, for how long?
No. You can spend it afterwards.
You can have a party,
yeah,
but only if you invite us, France. There you go. Straightforward answer again. That's why we have Gilda here. Killing these questions this morning. I missed the start of the show. Is Seth actually answering their phones now? Which phone numbers are working, if any? Any news on the date for issuing residence cards, Gilda?
Well, the phone, if they are answering the phones, as I told, we were trying for 12 hours, like 10 or 12 phones, always trying, and we got 3 calls with success. So it's hard, but now they have been answering. It was Thursday and Friday. Today is the third day, so maybe it's easier today. The phones, the telephone numbers are those that they have in the website. No secrets about that.
No special numbers being given out this morning. But to be clear, this is about family reunification, isn't it? This isn't all CEF. This isn't for all CEF issues. There's still trouble at mill, as it were, and there's a bit of a go slow and reorganisation. So it's not like everything is suddenly well with CEF. It's this particular area of it that was being talked about. Okay. Sorry, that's not better news, Kate. George, bon dia, Carl and Gilda, or Gilda and Carl, I should say. Thank you, Georgie. And Louise, go Gilda, fighting talk. She's the woman to have on your side. Absolutely right. And we need to talk, Louise. Are you up for doing an online course on helping solos move to Portugal? I'd love to talk to you about that. In fact, we need to meet soon, don't we? We are here to fight the says Jim as well, reiterating that. So good to hear, Gilda. So what she does, applying from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Gilda, how many times can you appeal until you win or until you use? Good question. How long does the appeal process go on for?
Actually, we only appeal. We appeal once to the consulate, and if they still say no, we appeal another time to MNE. But usually everything is sorted out at the first appeal. Because when we submit the process, at least with we make sure that all the requirements are fulfilled. So unless they come up with something that it's completed out of the blue, and we get this, what's going on with you?
Do you know what that is?
No.
Have you seen the Jeff Goldblum movie, The Fly? That is a fly on my camera. That is disgusting, isn't it? Now, in many ways, Gilda, I should just try and kill it now. But I'm actually a little bit sort of enthralled by this and the technology. How when a fly goes onto your camera on your laptop, this is what happens. And maybe the both of us will be in some sort of portal where there'll be a fly presenting the show in about 30 seconds. But
from here it seems like the fly is eating you.
Help! Right, you've got to go, mate. Sorry. Right, there it goes. That was bizarre, wasn't it? Very strange. Okay. Don't get that.
Actually, it's usually at the first time the situation is sorted out with the consulate, and then if not, we go to the Foreign Affairs Ministry.
Yep. Okay. Sorry to be so.
But it needs to be very fast. Okay. If you get any information from the embassy, we need to act very fast before they close the case, because if they close the case, then it's going to take more and more time.
Oh, okay. Good advice, as we've come to expect. Drew is here, Australia. Bon dia from Australia this morning with Drew. Mark saying, Portuguese pipes and drums, and lots of joyous people were parading, canvassing for the mayoral elections here in Povoa de Varzim. So different to the UK. Yes, I was in the Bay. What was it? Saturday night. I put an Expats Portugal live video up of the motorcade coming through, all hooting their horns. Very, very upbeat and like a political party, as in festa. It was really amazing, the atmosphere. Lots of hooting last night as well. Portuguese is more powerful than a UK passport. Where's the UK passport these days, Mark? Why would I want a Portuguese passport? I've lived almost 20 years in the Netherlands and did not exchange my German passport for a Dutch one. It's a good question. You don't have to have it, do you? But some people like to be like, in spy movies where they go and lift up a floorboard, and underneath the floorboard is a big wad of cash and several passports. You can feel like that, can't you, if you've got an extra passport?
Yeah, maybe you don't want because you have a German passport and it's good for you. But if you are, for instance, from India, you would see that having a Portuguese passport will open you many, many doors in the business industry, in the for getting a job, for getting your kids in a European university. That makes a lot of difference.
There you go, Matty. And that is the, I know him well enough to say, that is the spoilt perspective of somebody from the Schengen area, isn't it? And this is what the Brits are discovering now. I mean, it was such being a part of that free movement agreement is such an amazing thing if in relative terms compared to other people in the world, as you've just done there, Gilda. So that's why, Matty, it's not a big deal if you're already an EU citizen, but if you become one by getting the passport, that is a big deal for some people. If I apply and I'm granted a D7 visa, says Alexander, can the rest of my family show up on a tourist visa and then apply for reunification? It's time to do the family reunification again.
Yes, of course. Yes.
There we go.
What you must do, Alexander, is that you need to travel with all the documents that show the family ties. Okay, birth certificates if they are your kids, or marriage certificates to your wife.
There you go, Alexander. And Noor A, thank you very much for that gift as well. We're rich, Gilda. we have lunch as well as lovely drinks here. It's gone beyond patishkos into a full-scale meal, I think.
You are not drinking. You are not drinking, Carl.
Yeah,
we need to wait to next year. What we are going to do, we are going to save, and next year we have a party.
Oh, man, that's going to be messy. Changing from paper residency to biometric card, says Capricorn 12. How long does it take to get an appointment? You begin that online, don't you, the Brits who are switching?
Yes. They are now starting to... We received last week, on the same day that CEF started to taking the phone calls, we received some emails from people that were in this situation to go and collect the biometric data to the city hall to get the residency cards.
And for many expats, that's been quite an exciting thing to do, would you believe? Pippa Young, bon dia both, wishing you a great week. Thank you, Pippa. Oh, yes, we've got some, I think, Pippa, you sent me recently some lovely pics, didn't you, of wildlife. We'll do those tonight on the gardening Q&A after 6:15. If you're into gardening, horticulture, permaculture, etc., join us with Head Gardener McGrady for that every Monday night at 6:15. Yes, Luke is in the UK. We got that, Luke. Your descriptions, especially at the moment, it's understandable. Colin Richardson, how quick are the interviews with CEF? Colin has been waiting for that news, and so how quickly will that happen, do you think, Gilda?
For family reunions, you are not going to believe this. CEF is crazy. Okay, so now that they're taking the phone calls, they say, come next week, come in 10 days. Yeah, and people need to prepare these papers. Okay, and we cannot prepare them with a lot of time in advance because they have a deadline. Okay, so now we are in big trouble.
Okay.
We are running with the paperwork this week.
So there you go, Colin. They are quick. but that brings with it a new challenge by the sound of it.
Yes, they are being quick because, maybe we were one of the first to get these appointments. We got all the appointments that we got were for October. And now I was told that on Friday someone got appointments for November. So maybe today we can get appointments for December.
Marvelous. Noor A. Hey, thank you for your reply. Any tips about applying as a Dubai resident from the Abu Dhabi Embassy, or what do they emphasize according to your previous experience? Anything to add about Dubai and Abu Dhabi there?
No, because I didn't have any troubles so far. But I'm going I'm going to take a good look at his process and see if there is something that can be better adjusted because of this news that we keep hearing about the rejections of the process.
Good news there for you. Keep in touch with Gilda and the team. Capricorn, we've been waiting since October 2020 for the biometric card. Says Pete, morning Pete. Jane, Rose, bon dia to you. Jane, Luke is confused. So if the tax is paid in another country, but I'm living in Portugal, I can't stay. You can't stay for longer than the tourism visa allows, Luke. I hope that clears up the confusion. Yeah. Did you want to add to that, Gilda?
You can pay tax in another country and live in Portugal as long as you have your visa and you can stay in Portugal. Because one thing is the tax perspective, the other thing is the migration perspective. Okay, so if you want to relocate to Portugal, you need to take care of the visa, and you can do it if you have a job. We can just say that you have a job and you are going to keep your job, despite if you are going to relocate to Portugal. And then what you can do is that you move to Portugal, you have your residency visa, you become a tax resident in Portugal, and you apply for the NHR to avoid having double taxation on the taxes that you paid in another country.
There you go, Luke. Hope that clears it up. Joy D, bon dia. Have a D7 award in August from DC and scheduled a December CEF appointment. I don't know what that means. I use termos de respond. Sponsored. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, sponsored by good friends. I'm staying with them until I find a house. For CEF, what documents? That is far too big and long a question.
Come on, that's a checklist. That's a checklist. I need.
Get in touch with EI, with AE Imigrante Assessoria, Joy, and I'll put the link in the chat for you there to do that. Thanks, Pete from Capricorn. Jeff Jackson, morning, Jeff. 1 vote against 8 o'clock. Oh, no, sorry, Jeff. You're the only one so far. Most people are happy about the 8 o'clock start. Does that work for you, Gilda? I can't remember if we have talked about this. Starting at 8 instead of 9.
Of course not. Are you kidding me?
Oh dear. Pouring in Essex, says Jeff. Pouring in. Might have to be 9 on Mondays. Pouring in Essex.
What idea is that?
I think it's a good one. Only you and Jeff are against it so far. Okay, Matty helping Luke as well. That's fantastic. Carl, just say 8 a.m. start again. Want to check the look on Gilda's face. It's the same as when you said you were not drinking. So and when I was being eaten by a fly as well earlier on. Alok, bon dia, Carla, Gilda, joining late today. Still no reply from the consulate in India, hopefully this week. Fingers crossed, Alok. We'll get the whole community focusing the power of the positive mind behind you there. Let's do that for Alok. Good luck this week. Still eating party food, says Gary after the gathering. Yeah, when you do a bring and share like that, you can be eating for a week or so afterwards and defrosting things in several months' time. At Luke, there's people living in Portugal that will work remotely for a company in another country, so that's possible. I just don't know which is the appropriate visa for that. Thank you, Antonio, for stepping in as well. Oh, Thunder Ducks here. Hello, mate. Go on, Gilda.
Yes, it is possible, as I told, but it needs to have a visa. It's not just moving the bags and come.
Yeah, can't be going all around willy-nilly like that, Luke. Amara, as an American, can I apply for residency from Portugal by way of a 3-month tourist stay? Got to be done in your country of origin. Amara. I think that's
Yeah.
what the question is there. Another vote against 8 a.m. Oh, no. We will only watch the recording, but that is not the same feeling of a community. Oh, what are we going to do now? That's democracy for you, isn't it? Causes so many problems. Today's jazz funk tune is, keep the fires burning, Gwen McRae. Tune! Just like our love for all of Portugal. Fantastic. Jazz funk pick of the day there. A bit of Gwen McRae. Can't go wrong with that. And, yes, Linda and Lewis here. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. Golden visa. You can choose which country to pay tax. D7, you pay tax to Portugal. Is that
That's true. That's true.
All right. House sold in Norfolk, buying one in Portugal. New start. Looking forward to meeting you. Likewise there. And Lee McGrady's here, who I mentioned before. Head gardener is going to be here in a while. Thank you, Gilda. That makes sense. If I arrive on a D7 and have enough income to get a visa, then what happens if I then sell the UK property before the renewal comes around? Does Portugal care where my income comes from after that?
No, they don't care. No, they don't care after that.
All right.
You can sell it.
Lee reiterating, I hope that helps Sarah. Sure it does. Lee reiterating gardening Q&A tonight. Prominence International Incorporated. That sounds like something from a James Bond novel as well, doesn't it? Like international exports. My name is Sam. Please confirm again that British passport holders can come to your office in Portugal to start the process. Are you reachable on WhatsApp? You've got the link in the comments there. You can do that, Sam. Start the process. But you still need to apply in your country of origin, okay?
Yes.
Even though you might come and have a meeting with the team here. Stephen Nolan, bon dia from Stephen Nolan, enjoying our 3 weeks in the beautiful Alvor. Good morning to you, Stephen. Sounds lovely. Rebel Mama is here. We had a 4-bedroom house in Caminha, far north. Huge veranda with a river right there out the door for €500 a month. So there you go, $6,000 a year for your accommodation for the process. Has Gilda had experience with the Portuguese embassy in Thailand, says an expat living in Malaysia?
Yes, I did have one that was approved last week.
There you go. Easy peasy. Thunder Duck, born to you. I'm late. How are you, mate? We were concerned about you at the end of last week. Lovely to see you here. Are there fiscal benefits, I think, help to permanent European residents to cancer patients residing in 30 years in Portugal? I don't quite understand the question, but if you're ill, and that's your diagnosis, Maxine, you will be helped by the public health system here for sure. I wonder if that helps at all there. Antonio saying hi to Thunder. Once all your paperwork is compiled, how long is it taking now approximately to get your visa here in the United States? Any idea on timings for Heart and Soul 143 on the American side?
6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. All right. Hola, bon dia, Carl and Gilda. On holiday from UK in sunny Madeira, says 74 Castle. Question: if using part of the house sale for D7, do those funds need to be available before beginning the visa application? I guess they do, right?
Yes, it will help the chances of your visa being approved to increase.
Money in the hand rather than an estate agency listing, really, there, 74 Castle. And if we understand the question right, I understand that CEF are going to undertake a pilot study of issuing biometric cards for UK citizens covered by the withdrawal agreement. What? No idea which locality or how long that will take. How long is a piece of string? It's a good question. Is there a Portuguese phrase like that? The unanswerable question? Perhaps not. We'll go with that then. Do you know if embassies in Africa are also open, or I will have to come back to you, Sean?
Yes, they are. All
right. My daughter got her papers from CEF on Friday. So she's now official after only 9 months waiting. Meanwhile, I am still waiting after 2 years. I wonder what that's about. Yes, you maybe need to get your daughter's help there, Fiona. Check the website of the nearest Portuguese consulate, says Antonio F. to Charlene. For example, she's asking...
Please, Antonio, does he want to work for me?
Antonio, there's a job offer for you. Can't be bad, huh? He does talk a good talk, doesn't he? The conditions are excellent. You've got to work with a lot of women, though, Antonio, which, that's... is the embassy...
I didn't understand what it is.
It has its ups and downs, is what I would say. Is the DRC embassy open, or Belgium? For that, or Belgium received the applications, Maison Schengen, like for the Schengen application, and they also help French-speaking applicants. Not quite sure there, but I think keep asking the questions until we grasp that, Charlene. Sure, it wasn't the Moshka segment of your show. It really was for a moment there. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda, says Sarah Pretlove. What is the lead time for the whole D7 process? We hope to move in April, and that will vary from around the world. Are you UK, Sarah?
So if you want to move in April, I would advise you to start. I don't know if you have already started anything, but I would advise you to get the NIF and the bank account now, so you could start putting all the documents together in January and put the application in February, the latest.
All right, we got to whiz through these now. Gilda's got to go. She agreed to 30 minutes, and look at this.
Look,
can I have
yeah.
You can have both passports, can you? Portugal don't mind you having other passports.
I don't know. From the Portuguese side, it's not a problem. From the German side, you have to check, but I don't think there is a problem.
Very good. Okay. UK passports are in the bin. You look really not happy there. It is citizenship that gives you the passport, being able to vote in general elections, and identification with the country, as well as being awarded a passport. Thank you for that clarification. Thank you from Alexander to you, Gilda. From your experience, Gilda, is the Sydney Australian Embassy easy to deal with?
It is easy to deal with, but now with these lockdowns, they are always closing, and they have a lot of delays. So the last week, I tried to communicate with them. They said that they will open in the end of September, which is now. So this week, let's see if they are already opened. But they are easy to deal with, only with many delays because of the lockdowns.
Okay, Don Carlos Moshka, got a new name this morning. Half man, half fly. A late good morning. Joao F, how are you? Thank you for your lovely messages. A very good week to you, sir. Hope you had a great weekend. Any pictures from that rather excellent event we were talking about? Thank you for your reply, but I'm asking because as an African, I have a lot of experience where African applications were not so easy. I think, Gilda.
It's true. It's true. It's not that easy.
But if anyone can, Gilda and team can. Thanks, Carl. Thanks, Gilda from Capricorn 12. I'm a lawyer. Here's another job offer, possibly. Lawyer in Belgium. I have a few clients who'll be interested in DRC, and they're also French-speaking. That's why I asked as well. Get in touch, and this is the way to do that. We've got to let Gilda go now, but that's the link there for getting in touch with Gilda and the team. Have a superb week, Gilda. And,
thank you.
Great to see you this morning. Great to see you. Lots of love to everybody in the office. All those lovely ladies there. All right.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao. Bye for now.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.
Ciao, ciao. There she goes. Wow. Another sterling effort. Fantastic input from Gilda as ever. Thanks. I deleted that comment and then expanded. This is Luke's ongoing beef with the UK. You've got UK in the middle of your name there, Luke. Isn't that interesting? Alexander, any experience with passive income? I'm sorry. We have to. We've moved on now. Get in early on a Monday morning on the visa update. But this is interesting. Passive income from cryptocurrency. I have heard of a lawyer who specializes in crypto. I actually need to put her in touch if she doesn't know her already. But there is somebody. There are people coming to Portugal who have shown cryptocurrency passive income successfully. Okay, so that is doable, and maybe a question to ask on the forum, where actually I will answer that. That's the thing to do, isn't it? Here, so let's get that ticker tape up. Where are we there? Are you a member of the Expats Portugal forum? There's the place to go, expatsportugal.com/community. We'll have a good chat about cryptocurrency as a passive income there in due course. Okay, what else have we got this morning from you? Thank you, everybody, for being here this morning. Let's crack on. Let's get this ball over the line. Lots of talk there about the 8 and 9 starts. What am I going to do? How am I going to get Gilda here at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Monday? What's the most common self-employment business sector that successfully meets the criteria? Drew, you'll have to put that to the team. We'll come back again next Monday. I'm sorry. 8 to 11 sounds great to me. Give over. 8 a.m. doesn't sound good to me. Oh no, not 8 o'clock. This is the first pushback I've heard about 8 o'clock. Most people have been very pleased about this. Hey, just a general question. How can applying for the D7 with a lawyer be different from applying on my own? Go with expertise, basically. Isa, in what exactly can she help during the process? Oh my goodness, where do I begin? Just check with people here in this thread. I love Gilda's sense of humor, starting at 8 a.m. At least you always get an honest reply with Gilda. Absolutely right. Show at 8. Show at 8. Is Gilda at 9? There's the solution. He's a lateral thinker, a brilliant mind. Hi, new to this. I'll be applying for the D7. Sorry, Roxanne. New and late. Come back again next Monday or pop it in the forum or get just directly in touch with Gilda. ATM is not a good idea, says Kate in quite a stern way. I'm thinking I'm with Gilda. Joy D. It's Joy. Clarification. Meant what document for SEF appointment to prove where I live since I used Telemosh? I don't know. Come back again or just approach them directly, Joy. You know that's not my area of expertise. I leave that to the experts like Gilda and team. I like Thunder Duck's idea. Show starts at 8 and the guests who don't want to come at 9. I think that's probably the compromise we'll come to. Some people have got other things to do other than drink gin and tonics at 9 in the morning, folks. 8 a.m. vote for me, says Louise. Hey, just a general question. How can apply? Oh, so we've done that one. Jersey P is here, everybody. Hola, bon dia, Gilda and Carl. What? 8 a.m.? No! It will probably still be on at 9. Don't worry. Congratulations to Gilda, says Joao, for a year-long work in helping people selling in Portugal. 7 years, mate. You're a good example of Portuguese hospitality. Proud of you, says Joao to Gilda. One of many there. I mean, Gilda, I think is and should be regarded as a national hero here. Bon dia, better late than never, says Gary. Hey up, Gary. So he's probably not an 8 o'clock starter. Morning, Carl and Gilda, says Michael. Hey up, Michael. Just arrived in the Algarve for a scouting trip. Good info today. Glad to be of assistance. Have a great time, Walker family. What is it with Carl and flies? They are my undoing. The undoing of the flies. He seems to attract them. Went on a show with Mrs. M. They only fly around Carl, wondering what cologne you're using. Maybe because I'm not using cologne is the problem. Healthy move, Portugal. Was a laugh from Antonio for you there. But even if I work for a remote first or international company, but want to pay tax to Portugal when I move there, can that be done simply? I suspect they will not refuse your taxation euros. I barged in as Carl was late in the comments. Gilda, I barged. Oh, okay. Thank you, Antonio. I'm sure none taken, none caused there. We love your help, Antonio F. And yes, a job offer there for you this morning. What's the D7 visa success rate from India, says Political Drama. Again, sorry, folks. Now I'm going to have to skip past these and have a fairly early start myself this morning. Sorry for the fuzzy English, says Maxine. I was told that there's some tax incentives and other types of help if you are diagnosed with cancer. I don't know. That's one for the forum for sure, Maxine, I would say. Sorry, I can't be more helpful. Thank you for always giving wonderful information, Heart and Soul 143. It's our pleasure to do so. Thank you, Gilda Bostamana from Cindy B. Thank you, says Francis. Thank you, Gilda. Carl, I'll send you pictures of the Distinguished Gentleman's Drive tomorrow. Please do, sir. Yes, thank you. I'm a member. I will ask there, says Alexander. That's fantastic. Martin Hardy, there's no way that you'll get children at 8 a.m. We're getting that impression, aren't we? Matty, looking forward to those pics tomorrow of the Distinguished Gentleman's Club. Usually busy at 8 o'clock, seeing to the creatures, but we'll still watch on catch up. Thank you, Fiona. In fact, you can send us pictures of the animals, can't you? And we'll watch them at 9 with you. Sorry, I deleted the first reply and added one thing. Not sure why it wasn't deleted. Don't worry. No faz mal. On a serious note, Good Morning Portugal is like the morning's first cup of coffee. I find it very difficult to function without my daily segment of Good Morning Portugal. That's so nice to hear. That we are part of people's lives in that way. Carl, you should have promoted Jerry. Good morning. You should have promoted 7 and then compromised 8. This is why Jerry is the top business guy that you see. This is it's the art of the deal, isn't it? Sorry to bring that other gentleman into the conversation here for those who struggle with that, but this is how Jerry's brilliant mind works. And you're right, it's what I should have done. Diogo, it's 10:03. I need my coffee, says Diogo. Have a great day, children. I need mine as well, Diogo. Jerry, Expats Portugal, negotiating 101. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Not a late riser, sorting out documents. Sorry, Gary. Sorting out documents for the new purchase over there. Joined Mia's classes. Good man. Excellent stuff. How's that going? A lovely evening with Mia on Thursday. And great show on Friday, actually. I'll get that video up, the 10 things you need to know to be Portugal ready from the webinar last Thursday. It's D7 this week as well, folks. If you just can't get enough of the D7, a happy Monday and a good week for all. Best to all, says Diogo. Thanks for a good show to Gilda and Carl. See you tonight at the gardening Q&A. That's fantastic. And Matty also saying, I feel ya, miss GMP on the weekends. Well, we need to recruit a weekend presenter, don't we? Mrs. M will kill me. You know me, I'd gladly be here every day of the week. But you know, I gotta balance things as well. Maybe Mrs. M will do it, because I know you would love her to do it. Lots of great info. Thank you. Time to get cracking and get the ball rolling. Say Fiona and Simon, good morning to you both. So let's have a quick look at a couple of photos. Talking to Mrs. M, we have, oh no, before we go there, I actually want to share with you a fabulous place on the Silver Coast. Okay, this is I've not actually looked at this myself just yet. I was sent this link by the Garvo, who was lovely to see at the weekend. And there it is, a grand holiday home, comfortable, spacious and well-equipped. It's absolutely delightful. We were there at this beautiful place. And you can walk to the beach in, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get to the beach. You're very close to the heart of things in San Martin de Porto here. Look at it. It's built around the pool. It's absolutely lovely. Do you know, if you're looking for inspiration on how to design your home in Portugal, I think you could do a lot worse than how they've done this. Beautiful outdoor kitchen, built around the pool. Welcome to Casa Grande, our family home. The Silver Coast has been one of Portugal's best kept secrets for decades now. Over recent years, however, it's become increasingly popular as a holiday destination. We wish to welcome you to a holiday experience called Casa Grande, a big house. And this amazing and spacious house was specifically modernized in 2014 to accommodate up to 20 people in comfort. I tell you what, if you block booked it for a family do, get married on the Silver Coast, put a few people up there, have a birthday party, and have a notable gathering, and hire the whole place, you would not be disappointed. Built in traditional Portuguese style, constructed over 3 levels, and has been totally adapted with great care to offer comfort and zones for entertainment and relaxation. And there's even a polar bear having a little dip in the pool there. It's really lovely. Let me just put that link in the comments there. Sharing this because I was so impressed with it. And as I said before, if you're looking for design inspiration, I think they've really nailed it as expats, understanding the local vernacular. I think that's the word, isn't it? And blending some of the comforts that they might have brought from home with Portuguese splendor and style as well. Really great place, Casa Grande. Thank you for introducing me to that. The Austins. I would certainly recommend family and friends to stay at this lovely place. Okay, and from the same place, yes, great place for a GMP gathering. Absolutely right. And we will be having some of those in the new year. That's a priority for us as an organization. Looking forward to some Expats Portugal gatherings. Isn't that going to be fun? And maybe we'll do a live show from those things, and you guys can come and jump on the mic and chat to the community who can't make that particular weekend. And wouldn't that be fun? It would be too small. You're right, Antonio F. That's a point. We'll have to book a number of hotels in the area. Gary saying, Casa Grande, ideal venue for the GMP get together. One of a network, I think, on the Silver Coast. And talking of which, look at this picture that Mrs. M snapped last night. Isn't this beautiful? This is the San Martin de Porto Bay. We stayed for the sunset last night. Kids had a lovely paddle, and we stayed for that sunset. Nice pick, Mrs. M. Very good. And we should solve this mystery, shouldn't we? What are these? Those, my friends, are spicy hearts, chicken hearts. A delicacy eaten by Andy and pals with a few Kanecas in this last weekend. It might have been Friday. What else did they eat? They also ate pig's ear, and there it is, beautifully presented there with a few olives. And certainly, I know I'm mixing me culinary metaphors, but that's not everyone's cup of tea, is it? I wonder. Not something I have partaken of. And what are these? Those are eels, of course. So interesting. An awful meal, you might say. What were the old spicy chicken hearts, the pig's ear? It's good to use every part of the animal, though. If animals are going to be slaughtered, for our benefit, and we eat them. I think it's only right that we eat as much of the animal as possible, rather than be fussy and spoil and only eat the choice cuts. So there they are, folks, and eels as well. Amazing. Thank you for those, Andy. Quite extraordinary. Great pick, Mrs. M. Yes, I'll pass that on, Terence. Lots of love to you and the family. I give pig's ears to my dogs, not with olives, presumably. You had dolphins in Selly de Porto over the weekend, apparently. Wow. That's amazing. Must go and have a look at those. You'll need a dump button for the mic. Is that what, if we invite the potty-mouthed people that, well, some of them from this community, is that right, Thunder? Just in case something inappropriate gets said. Yeah, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? A gathering of the Expats Portugal community, lots of drink, lots of high spirits. Yes, we're going to need a dump button, a mute. I think that is for the radio muggles out there who are not into the industry speak. Yeah, too small for the GMP gathering. Need to host 60 plus people, says Matty. I think you're right. I think these things are going to be amazing. These gatherings that we'll have. So thank you very much indeed. Great to have been with you this morning. Have a super week. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I should have said that right at the beginning. I trust you did. I hope you did. Those countdowns are continuing for people moving to Portugal. Celebrate those with us. We'll count down with you. And as Jerry would say, see you in Portugal with that glint in his eye that he has. You know the one I mean. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. A ciao for now. I'm looking for my video to play. Oh, here it is. Bye, folks. Hasta luego. Ciao, ciao. Adios. And take care.